I'm back. I just want to finish season 1. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. For moving forward, we will
Yeah.
synthesize the notes.
I'll do less. I thought you wanted in depth.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, the next one we're gonna do will be in person.
I'm gonna clean my house.
All right, I'll help.
Yeah.
I'll bring pizza. Or
Okay.
wait, what can you eat now? I know you can't really eat it. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like good on most things now.
We should
Yeah.
we should go to the bees one of these times.
Okay.
Anyways.
Just not this time.
No, not this time. We have
It's
too
Valentine's
much.
Day weekend. I'll die at work.
Yeah, too much to do.
Anyways.
Anyways, for those of you following along, we're still on season 1. This is part 3 of Missing the Homies with Stassi, and we will be I mean, we're talking Stranger Things.
We just gotta do this.
Run the intro.
My Lucas and Dustin are much shorter. Now do your intro.
And the intro music will run.
I feel like I should really bring up the hate criming of it all. I'm still unwell. Because I'm sorry. Like, when I first watched this, I was hello. I had no idea what was going on, right? I assumed that people assumed that Will was, killed because he was gay.
Oh.
Like, that was the assumption I had. They, like, Troy, the little bully boy, he, like, made a whole thing about how, like, Will is dead and he's in fairyland and he's all happy and gay.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
His dad told him that. So my first watch through was, oh my God, like,
this is a hate crime.
In this town thinks that Will got hate crimed murdered because he's a baby gay, and they're just cool with that.
Oh my God.
And they think Joyce is crazy for looking for her gay son.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they really, I know the first thing we hear with Joyce and Hopper is like that one. But like everyone in town is under that impression.
Yeah, because
Steve does say it in his
fight. In his hate speech. Green line is 1 mile. So I'm looking at a map. Wait. Let me pull this up. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. 1 sec.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
this is the map I was talking about.
Okay.
Where you can see the Harringtons and the Byers are like actually kind of neighbors.
Okay. So wait. Sinclair's, Byers. Oh, okay. So here's
Wheelers and Lucas and Mike are neighbors. Not the Pinterest.
I know. Why is this? Okay. Okay, sorry. So the Byers and the Harringtons, what is this? The van flipped right here.
Also, the fact that Will's bike was found over there.
Yeah, it's fucking
Where the fuck was he? Because he's coming from the Wheelers' house.
How's that is super.
What way was he going? Because he followed Dustin home and the Henderson house.
And where's Dustin?
Dustin is Henderson. Yeah. So they're going all the way across town.
So they're going like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Whatever. That's Joyce's job. That's like downtown.
Wow. Yeah, that is super interesting that the bike. Yeah, because where the fuck?
Where would he be coming from?
Huh.
Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, the Harringtons and them are neighbors.
Interesting. That is crazy. Okay, stop sharing.
Okay. Then this is a fun thing because I actually have it for everything. But I did hear a little rumor that each kid, their D&D character and then we're supposed to share a lot of personality traits. So Will's is actually a little bit weird because he's Will the Wise, which we find out, and he's a
Yes.
wizard. But in season 2, they call him a cleric,
Which is different.
which are not the same apparently.
They're not.
My Google searches said they were different.
So funny that you're
Mhm.
saying that, because before we were recording,
Yes. Did you start D&D?
so my
Oh, no.
buddy, well, yeah, I played D&D in college, but my friend Emmett asked me if I wanted to join a campaign, and he told me to look into clerics. So
Yeah. So I
what is that?
I did a little
that's
digging. And so apparently one of the two, I'm not really sure which at this point because my notes got a little fucked up, said
God.
that they're very like whichever one it was, he was like possibly a healer. They're
That's a
good at
cleric.
hiding spells, which I believe is probably a wizard, which Jonathan said that Will's really good at hiding. And then they're stealthy. So that's what I have, because Will's was the most confusing of them all because the other three are very like point blank.
What are the other kids?
I have that in my notes. That's crazy. It's almost like I took really detailed notes. So for Lucas, as stated, he's a perfect angel who's never done anything wrong ever.
I love that on part 3 the notes come full circle.
So, okay, like I said, Lucas and Dustin, I don't have a ton for in season 1. And I've talked about a lot of the Lucas thing. I think that Lucas gets a lot of hate because he was the only one that kind of rejected 11.
Yeah.
Right.
But in my notes,
yes,
I feel like that was one of the reasons why I really liked Lucas from the jump, because yes. So I tried to suspend my disbelief and be like, well, sitting here watching this as a viewer, yeah, that would be really cool. But thinking of being
your friend was
a kid in the 80s and like this is the most supernatural shit you have ever seen, and you see this kid who you've never met who has powers. I wouldn't trust that shit either.
Well, he doesn't trust her even before the powers come into it.
Right, but like
it's just a child that his neighbor best friend found.
Yeah, but so I saw like Lucas's apprehension. I'm like,
I actually said that Lucas has the most logical response.
100%.
He is the most logical out of all of them.
Yes.
And I do think he's even more like to be admired because he did not stop looking for Will. Like his priority was let me find Will.
My friend is missing.
He even went off on his own and said, "You guys are gonna go with this girl with powers. I'm gonna go find the gate myself."
Which, from playing D&D, it's always a bad idea to split the party.
His D&D character is a ranger.
Yes, which makes a lot of sense.
/ hunter. They fight for what is right, and they're very independent.
Stassi, this is so funny that you
Googled it.
That you went out of your way to look up.
I thought it was important.
It is important because I didn't
to season 4.
Well, I didn't make notes of it, but I thought it was super interesting because I mean, especially the whole. First off, like the whole 1-to-1 of all of these curses, demogorgons, like supernatural shit. The reality of it being 1-to-1 with D&D, is crazy. Absolutely insane. If I was those kids, I'd be like, I'm just gonna read the monster manual to figure out what the fuck we're doing.
What they do in season 22. When they're calling it the Mind Flayer, they pull out that, and Hopper's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "D&D manual,"
which is so funny. Okay. But so I thought it was I thought it was interesting because do they say it specifically with who is each character? Because I know
season 2.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't really come about. They say it in season 2, but I put it here because this is like our first introduction. Again, I don't have a ton more for Lucas, but obviously he never stopped looking for Will. He's very loyal. But also he does grow to love Eleven, and they have
Mhm.
a very good relationship. The second that he realizes that the lab people are coming for her, he
He's
immediately goes.
Oh yeah, he's
You
down.
know, he even though she fucking threw him and he like could have gotten a concussion and died.
But he dusted it off. He
He
was
said,
like,
"Fuck it." Like he knows what they're doing is wrong, and maybe he doesn't completely agree with it, but he's still gonna go save her. And their relationship, you're not there yet. Never mind. There's a good. Okay. I
Stassi,
love the
I
way
need.
their relationship grows. Because this is a little quick tidbit, but like season 3 with the Mind Flayer, the only person who I can 100% saved Eleven's life was Lucas with those fireworks.
Oh,
Lucas
100%.
saved the day. Okay, that was my little timeout. Okay. So I also wrote, I didn't say this with Will because I kind of included it, but I also wrote their what their bullies called them. Because that seemed important. That they all were very bullied, which we
Yeah.
go into season 4 is big.
Yeah.
That Lucas is called Midnight because he's black. And the racism is off the charts.
Well,
Especially
like I was gonna say season 4, like it's been making me.
one of 2 black kids.
It's been making me really nervous for
Mhm.
when they turn on Lucas. I mean, I watched
To be
when they
assumed.
when they exactly like when they first start hanging out. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
if they turn on Lucas, like they're gonna
Oh,
kill him.
Yeah.
And that it's
I'm not telling you anything.
yeah.
But
so
yeah.
okay, wait. To go back. So what was what was
Will
Mike
got
and Dust?
Will got
No.
called a fairy.
Yeah, I know
Just
they're
so-
bullies.
Well, I'm just giving you this. So Will was fairy, and then the wizard cleric. I don't know. Lucas, he was midnight, and then the ranger. Dustin is a bard, and he got called.
Yeah, that especially for season 3 or 2. What's the one where he sings? 3. It's 3, the finale of 3.
Yeah, so he's like music. That's something saves things. They're good with their words. They're very smart.
Yep.
And something that I thought was cute was that they're also supposed to be like a little healer, and he's the one in season 1 that's like, I brought some snacks.
Yeah. Oh
like
my
Lucas is the hunter. He brought all the weapons, and Dustin was like, well, I brought candy.
That's
so like they're fitting into their roles.
That is so interesting because see, that's what I was wondering the whole time, because the whole time I was watching season 1, I was wondering what their classes were. And I know Will showed the picture of all of them like as their characters, but I didn't pause it to see what they were. But
they say it in season 2 at some point because that was the only reason I knew it.
Gotcha. And then what was Mike?
Mike's a paladin.
Yeah.
I'll get there. Anyways, my little
paladin. No, you're right.
My Dustin notes are not that long.
Oh yeah, let's hear Dusty.
So I said he accepts 11 like pretty much even before he knows she has powers. He's like, yeah, she's fucking weird, but like cool.
We're all weird.
So he came to their friendship late. We get that whole scene where him and Mike are talking. He only moved there in the 4th grade, which in my mind, that means he got there after Lonnie left the Byers.
Yeah. Because
so he doesn't know Will, in my mind, the same way that Mike might.
Right, because Mike and
which
Will,
I did say, I think even in season 1, you can see that Dustin almost feels left out of their group a little bit, and I think that really pushes him in season 2 towards Steve.
Yes,
especially with Max,
and especially going like
forward
to like the whole camp over the summer.
Yep.
While everybody else stayed.
I think we got hints of all of that even in season 1 that he feels left out.
These are your foreshadowings.
Something that I did notice this watch through only, he says he's got parents in season 1, and we know he's only got a mom in season 2.
When does he say parents?
Something about, it's very early. It's when they're like talking about Will's funeral or something, and they're saying like, my parents said this. It's just like a one line that he happened to say it, but I noticed it this watch through before. I've never noticed it before, but obviously they had a different script.
And how many times And how many times have you watched this through at this
3.
point?
Thank you. I do really enjoy the scene where Dustin is calling Mr. Clark about how to set up the sensory tank.
Oh my god, that's
I think
literally
that's
in my
fucking
that's literally in my notes. My last note was R.I.P. to Mr. Clark getting laid because
Yeah.
he was this
Yeah. He does
close.
that in season 2, right? Doesn't he do the same thing in season 2?
Yeah.
I think it's fucking
Season
hilarious.
2 he's not with somebody. Season 2 I think it was just season 2 he was just like in the middle. It was like a bad
Yeah.
time. But season 1 he was like full
Yeah.
on. He had, now that I think about it,
and then it cuts to everyone behind him. I think that's hilarious. It's one of my favorite scenes.
that I love that scene, and I was like, you know, gotta respect Mr. Clark. I think Mr. Clark made. Oh
I'm
no.
actually really upset that we don't have him in season 4
Yeah,
because he doesn't show.
well, he was there. He was in the middle school.
Yeah, but like I feel like Dustin would still call.
Oh, he was 100%. I loved his couple of
Yeah.
interactions. How he was just like curiosity sparks.
Mm-hmm. I do feel like Dustin is like definitely the smartest out of all of them. Like the compass shit, girl. I was lost.
I have that exact same note,
Mhm.
and you know, flashing for okay. So my initial watch, I feel like Lucas was my first favorite.
I love him.
Like, already hated Mike. He was 4th.
Oh, no,
Will was just
he
not-
didn't exist.
yeah. He was not there. So it was between
You love him, but he's not real.
it was between Lucas and Dustin.
Yeah.
And Dustin I really liked, but Lucas I felt like was just the most rational, and I was
he
like,
was very logical.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'm like, okay,
Dustin is so smart. Smarter
Lucas.
than me now.
So Lucas was my favorite, and then the whole compass thing with Dustin, I was like, I feel like Dustin is gonna come around to being my favorite. And
Mhm.
as the show goes on, and Dustin being the walkie-talkie guy, just pulling out a walkie-talkie and always having his kit on him, has made me love Dustin more because I'm always walking around with my backpack. Ugh, I love it.
Okay, so my last little note, and it's Lucas and Dustin kind of together, and then we get to Mike. My God. Lucas and Dustin note is, it almost, to me, as much as it seems like Dustin's kind of on the outside of this, to me it seems like Lucas and Dustin were closer than they were with Mike, because to me it seems how the grouping in season 2 is of kind of more like Max, Dustin, Lucas, and then Mike and Will. To me that kind of seems how the friendship is, because forget 11 for now, Mike is kind of on his own right now. If we forget 11, like obviously she's there, but Lucas and Dustin, they're kind of together the next 3 seasons,
which is and which like is kind of interesting because Mike and Lucas are next door neighbors. So,
and they said in that scene with Dustin talking about like, oh, I came here in 4th grade or whatever, he said that Lucas is Mike's best friend, but in next season Mike says that Will is his best friend. And then they kind of say like, you can have more than one best friend. Yeah, but the way that I was looking at it is like, there's multiple scenes where you kind of see Lucas and Dustin like bickering with each other, like the way that you would as a child boy. But like,
as a child boy,
little baby.
Stassi, tell me about being a little child boy.
Well, I wasn't a child boy, so exactly. I don't know.
So leave it to the previous child boys.
But like they're bickering. They're in that scene in the hospital when they're all waiting because Will is there.
Yeah.
Like Lucas and Dustin are sleeping on top of each other.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like, because Lucas and Mike don't really. I feel like they don't until Mike and 11 and Max and Lucas are together.
It's like Lucas has to tell Mike how to have a relationship with 11. Because he's just following what him and Max are doing.
Yeah.
But then there's also the scene where Hopper, the first day that Will's missing and they're in the school, and Hopper is like talking to the 3 boys in the principal's office. Lucas and Dustin are like 1, 2, and Mike's in between them, and they're like bickering about the Hobbit. And if
Yeah.
you look at Mike's face, Mike is just staring like at the wall, like depressed as fuck. And these two are like screaming over each other. And then it kind of cuts back to like the hospital scene. Mike is staring, waiting to talk to Will, and these two are asleep on top of each other. So in my mind, I was kind of like, okay, in my mind, Dustin and Lucas are kind of the closer friends.
Yeah, that's
because
the pairing.
I think they need Will there for them to all.
Will is that linchpin. Every
Yeah.
group needs one. Every group has
I know things you don't know.
every group has that one friend that like once they're not
all,
there.
Yeah, they're all because the group falls apart the second Will is missing.
Yeah, it really does. Wow. Yeah, both times.
So this goes into Mike.
Okay.
Because in my mind, Mike and Will are closer, especially
Yes.
after season 2, despite what we're told in season 1. To me, it seemed, especially with, oh my god, both cats are here. The groupings we'll get are more consistent almost. Like Mike's whole priority, like, yeah, he found 11. Yeah, he's gonna protect 11, but the only reason he took 11 was because she could find Will.
Took 11.
Like he took her in because she's outside freezing. But once he realized she knew Will, he was gonna give her up. He was gonna tell her to go.
So you're a big proponent of Mike and Will being together.
I think their relationship is very important. Their friendship is like kind of the stem of the whole show, no?
Yeah, but
in a way,
I feel like, season 2 and 3, not really.
Huh.
Well,
season 2, they're together the whole time.
I was gonna say maybe not 2.
Season 3 and 4. It's like, what's going on?
It's weird because 4, I feel 4, they made it a point to like reference it, to be like, well,
they made it a point to say Hawkins wasn't the same without Will. The rest of them are great, but he wasn't the same without Will. So again, I'm just going on friendship here. Do I think they might be in love with each other? Yeah, I do. Canonically, this is a fun fact. It has been confirmed because you know that Will is gay. They did confirm that in season 4.
Yes.
I will tell you, post the show, they did confirm that the whole time you see Will on screen, he is canonically in love with Mike.
Yeah, because I haven't got to it yet, but
you know the scene.
But I know
the meme.
The scene where he's like,
you know the meme. So that is something that I just feel
that's important. That's the one thing that I have been waiting for. And
it's actually a very sad scene.
Not to flash forward to our notes on season 4, but like right now I'm at the part where they're on the road. So I feel like it's coming it's got to be coming this next episode.
It's not. I'll tell you that right now. It's not.
Damn it.
Okay. But I'm just season 1. I'm just going with that's Mike's best friend that's missing. And it wasn't something that I really noticed, that the Dustin Lucas thing. That kind of I saw that this watch through of like, oh yeah, Mike is just kind of staring at the wall without Will around. And the other two are like laughing and bickering.
That is crazy. That is crazy to mention because, or not crazy to mention, but like crazy to think, because I feel like Mike is so 11 focused.
He is, and that's wild. But again, if you were hiding that you were gay, I'm gonna be honest. I am team Mike is gay.
Is that a team?
Yeah, it is.
What does the jersey look like? Is it the outfit he wore in
It's actually the shirt you're wearing right now. It's crazy.
It's this shirt?
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's that whole line where Mike literally says, I'm the only one acting normal here. I'm the only one that cares about Will. That's a quote. He got called, my next note, he got called frog face. His little cheeks.
Oh, let me see.
Um,
I'm gonna look up.
I will say there is that whole thing too. Just going into it, the only time that
Just
Mike
go into
actively
it.
fought back against any of the bullies were when they talked about Will, not about him.
Really?
Like, I think he's a diehard for his friends, not just Will. He next thing, his suicide jump. He was about to he did jump off a cliff for Dustin.
For Dustin.
Because if we think about it,
Wow.
11's gone, so his friend that he has made that he wants to protect 11, because I do think he loves 11. Do not get me wrong there.
Yeah.
I just find their relationship a little weird because she asked, "Are you going to be my brother?" And then they kissed.
Ew.
She did ask that because he said, "My mom will take care of you. Nancy will be like your sister." And she said, "Will you be like my brother?" After being brainwashed in a lab for 12 years of her life, not knowing anything else. And he said, "Oh no, I won't be your brother." And then they kiss in like the next scene.
Ew.
I found it really weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Ew. It is weird when you say it like that. Yeah.
They are cute. Like, I don't get me wrong, they're cute the first 2 seasons, but I think season 3, jumping ahead, we are noticing that their relationship is kind of bullshit. All they do is make out.
Yeah.
Whereas,
And I
like,
mean,
you look at Lucas and Max, and they actually have like a whole friendship outside of each other. They have a relationship outside of each other. They have a relationship with each other. I'm just saying.
yeah, I mean, again, in season 4, all of those flashes of Lucas and Max.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
Oh,
I am a Lucas Max until I die. I am with them. But yeah, so Mike tried to kill himself.
Straight up
Mike
jumped off a cliff.
Mike killed himself. If
As he
11 wasn't there, he'd be dead.
In your notes, does it say anything about Mike doing anything for Lucas or no?
I have I don't think there's a ton of, like, besides they get into a fight. Like, they fight and he does apologize, and he is the first to run up to Lucas when 11 throws him. But they don't have, like, you really don't see them again until season 3.
Yeah. Which is crazy that Dustin said that Lucas is his best friend.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like a let's move the story along,
or maybe that's because he wanted to be Lucas's best friend.
I think he wanted to be Lucas's best friend.
Oh,
I like Dustin and Lucas.
Yeah. They have a good.
There is a whole cut scene after they find Will's body, his body. There is a whole cut scene of Mike biking home sobbing that they cut from the show, and it was Finn Wolfhard's favorite scene.
I was gonna say, could you imagine sobbing?
Just him sobbing.
Could you imagine sobbing on a bike that you can't ride?
Right. The reason they didn't put it is because that next scene when he goes and hugs Karen, he is crying already.
Yeah.
But imagine, like, that scene is like one of the saddest scenes. Like, him freaking out, them all sobbing because, like, Will is dead. Will is dead.
But they all knew he wasn't.
No, at that point they thought he was dead. When they find that body, it's not until like later that they find out that when 11 messes with the radio.
Yeah, but Joyce
dead.
But Joyce from the beginning was like, he's not dead.
Well, I'm talking about the kids.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the kids' reactions at the water.
Fair.
Because also, let's think about I know you hate Mike, but Mike's got some serious trauma. Because again, if this is his best friend since he was 5,
Mike apologist over here.
I am a Mike apologist. I think he's got a lot of trauma. This could change in season 5. They could make him the worst character written I've ever seen. But I think this boy's got a lot of fucking trauma.
Mike's arc is that he becomes season 1 Steve.
What if he becomes season 1 Jonathan and takes pictures?
Oh my god, of Nancy.
Ew, not his sister.
Ew, no. Save that for the fanfic.
I have that list of fanfictions for you. Don't you worry.
Jesus.
How
many more notes do you have for Mike?
Oh, not a ton.
Oh, okay.
This is just a little bit about like the scenes. I thought it was very interesting that when 11 is in the bath, when they hear Will's voice for the first time, you get everyone's reaction except Mike. It's like almost deliberately cut away from Mike. You see Nancy, you see Jonathan, you see Lucas, and you see Dustin being like, holy fucking shit, that Will is alive. You don't get Mike's reaction though. And I don't know if that's because we saw Mike's reaction when he's in the basement with 11.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was interesting because, again, the whole reason this season's happening is because they want to find Will.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny when he's convinced that Will is dead, that he's got a full ass binder of Will's drawings and he is caressing one where like a man is getting slaughtered. I thought that was funny because like he's got a full thick ass binder and that's the photo he chose.
That's his favorite picture. That's
just like a man being like almost decapitated.
That's what he wistfully. He's like.
Going more onto my Mike and Will are closer friends. When Will is like in that same scene, he's like whimpering out his favorite song, and Mike was like, "That's Will. That's his favorite song. I know that noise." Which makes me think Will just is like whimpering at all points because they recognized Dustin and Lucas recognized Will from his whimpering because he broke his arm or something.
When
they were like, they say that like that sounds like Will crying like he did when he like fell off his bike or something. It's like,
oh, so yeah,
these
so
people are recognizing Will
just
from the most obscure little noises.
So Will is just a little whisper boy and crying all the time.
This little boy has just been hurt.
He's just like he's that guy from SpongeBob with paper skin and glass bones.
No, literally me.
Literally.
I said, as much as you hate him, he is a good kid. He desperately loves his friends.
He does, and you know,
he is going to do anything to help his friends.
I have yes. I
think I can make you a Mike apologist. I think I can.
I don't know if you got me to watch the Twilight series.
I think I can get you here. Yeah. I think I can get you on the Mike and Will train too.
I mean, it's making a lot of sense. The Mike.
My thing is, if we're going,
I can't wait to see
this way. If it is, this show came out in what, 2017?
2016.
2016, 2017, whatever. The last season came out in 2022. We canonically have made Will gay. We have canonically clearly had Will in love with Mike the whole time. Yes. What is the point of having that in your show if it's going to end with nothing? What's the point of it being there?
Just
to queerbait in 2022 for the millionth time and get fucking killed because
just for
every time you queerbait in recent years, you get kind of canceled because it's fucked up.
They're just trying to make Will a tortured character.
He already is. Like, we didn't need to make him gay for him to be tortured. He was already tortured from episode 1.
Tortured? How do we make it worse? Make him gay.
No, literally. That's just my thought on it. I do think Mike and 11 are cute, but I also think they're fucking toxic as hell. So
I mean, yeah, it took what, like
they knew each other 2.5 days.
The summer of them being together for Hopper to lose his fucking mind and threaten him.
Exactly, and
you'll see kids.
It in season 4. They are kids. That's the
they're
thing.
Fucking kids.
They're 14 in season 4.
Really?
This show isn't even, because season 1 they're in 7th grade. They're freshmen in high school.
Wow.
Because season 3 isn't even a full year past season 1. Or I'm sorry, it is.
It's the summer.
Season 3 isn't even a full year past season 2.
Yeah, it's the summer after. Wow, that is fucking crazy.
It's a very short time frame. Not as bad as Twilight. But so Mike's D&D is the paladin.
Yes.
He is the leader, which supposedly that means he's supposed to be pushing for justice and truth, which
paladins
they're doing that.
Paladins typically serve their deity. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike's deity is Will.
I think it's finding Will. I think it's protecting his friends. I do. Because I think he'd do it. I think once he realized that 11
jumped off
a literal cliff, that Hopper literally said you would be fucking murdered. Like, you would be destroyed the second. If he would have landed,
that's death height.
He would be dead.
That's death height.
Like, Mike committed suicide. With,
Also, that's fucking crazy for the bully to be like, jump off this cliff.
he had a knife.
He was gonna cut this fucking kid and then make him like, what if let's take away the supernatural element.
Yeah.
What if this kid fucking goes, splats, and then Dustin goes, yeah, this kid
Troy
made
over
him
there
Troy
told-
made him jump off
Yeah.
a cliff. Like,
But I do think we should think about Mike's thinking here,
that's
right?
a literal murder. Also, wait, Stassi, there's 4 minutes left. How many more?
That's
you
my
ha-
last note. I don't have any more.
Okay,
I
I was gonna
just back to suicide jump. Because it is like, okay, but really quick, 11's gone. So his way of finding Will, which is what they've been doing all season, is gone.
Yeah.
Also, he wanted to protect 11. I think he loves 11. I do.
Yeah.
And he wants to protect her too, because the second he realized that she needed help, he switched. He was no longer just let me find Will, but let me also protect 11.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that. But then also, Lucas is gone. Lucas is mad at him. He's not close with his family.
Yeah.
Will, he thinks, is dead at this point.
That's the other thing. Nancy and
Cool with dying?
Mike haven't. Oh.
Do we think he was like, you know what? I can't get my friends back.
Fuck it.
If I die, I die.
Jeez.
That's fucked up for a 12-year-old.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I'm going to make you a Mike apologist.
damn.
Because again, none of this, also keep this in mind. Dustin is the only one that knows this besides 11. And 11, again, she's been in a lab her whole
that he
life.
jumped off the
She doesn't
cliff?
yeah. 11, again, has been in a lab her whole life. She doesn't really, as far as, like, obviously she's smart, but she might not realize, like, Mike is killing himself here.
But
obviously she knows he's jumping off a cliff.
But don't they mention it again?
No. They don't mention it again.
Really?
That means Dustin is going along with this knowledge that, like, Mike kind of tried to kill himself.
Well, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, like with them,
it's crazy that it's like kind of nothing.
It's really crazy that Mike literally jumping off a cliff is a footnote.
It was just like the beginning of an episode. Then you just move on.
Fucking crazy.
Because then like a van flips.
That is still one thing that, like, I made a note about it. Like, season one's special effects were not that great, but like by season 4, fucking
insane,
incredible. But the van flip in the first season was
very iconic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Was really cool. And that, I had the same reaction that Lucas had when he finally meets up with 11. It was like, yo, she flipped a van. It was,
for real. And that's like when you get that Lucas and 11 love.
That's where the friendship
I love it.
bloomed. Well, Stassi, we've covered season 1.
Sort of, yeah.
No, this is the last one. I have to watch an episode tonight.
Well, we didn't get into Steve. Listen, I have Steve, Hopper, and 11 left, and that's it.
We're not doing another episode.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
I think I got most of it.
So then next time when we record,
I'll text it to you.
Yeah, just text me. Because we have
also,
to
just really quick. The fact that they said that 11 was Mike's cousin. And then he took his cousin and kisses her at the snowball.
Ew, yeah.
Probably like, what is going on?
Well, after dealing with the Demogorgon, they're like, he's like, I'm just gonna
keep it in the family.
Disgusting. That can't be how we end. All right.
It is though.
Text me the rest of your notes.
They're cute.
And we'll be back. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.